Hi guys, it's me Karen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a picture in Magical Dawn by Hanna Karlzon. And I'm just going to give you a heads up in case you haven't followed me on these pages. This book is done in all the same colors. So the main colors in here are the blue, purple, pink, and green. And then I'm allowed to add in some black and white, and if there's a picture with skin on it, of course their skin color can be added in, or if there's something that needs to be colored in a wood, it'll be wood colored sometimes. So I allow myself to bring in some extra colors, but those main colors have to be on the page. Today I'm going to be doing this page. I know it's a double spread, and I'm going to be taking my time in little portions, working on the little frog today, because I felt like coloring the frog, and since I'm going to be doing that, I gotta film it. So I brought out the colors in green. So usually I use the moss green, the green ochre, and then either the pale sage or lime peel. It depends on how green I want him. So I've allowed myself to bring out all four of those colors. And then he's going to get a little pink on him. So we have the pink rose and a light peach. It's for his tummy and his feet. And don't know what I'm going to do with his wings, but we're going to just start on him. So I'm going to get the camera down and we're going to go ahead and work on just the little frog today. So hold on. Okay, here we are. We're going to go in with the green ochre and kind of give him some green going on here first. So how is everybody? It's been a while since I've colored in this book, so I thought I would go ahead and start a page in here. I hope everybody's doing well. We're still in a pile of smoke. One of our freeways has finally opened up again. It's been closed down due to a fire that was going on up there. It opened up last night. So one of our fires is now, I think it was 50% contained, 185%. It all depends on where you're at and what you're looking at too. So those are just the ones that are around my neck of the woods. Within, I'm going to say, half hours to those towns. Just takes us about 15-20 minutes to get to some of them, or two of them, and a half hour to get to another one. So they were a little closer than I would have liked, but everybody was safe. No one was hurt in them, so that's very, very lucky. Maybe I'll do his wings in green. So we'll just bring the green up here and up on this side, just in some spots. Just kind of laying down some green for frog. Okay. So the next color we're bringing in is the moss green. I'm going to go over the one we just put down and kind of come out on this one. Been a while since I colored with the Prismas too, so gotta get back into using a more wax-based pencil. I can't believe it's already September. Halfway through. October is going to be coming up shortly. Got a couple of things going on in October. So they've got, what is it, the Inktober. I don't participate in that, but I know a lot of people do. Just going to lightly bring this green out a little further into his body. I'm using the side of the pencil lead to lay down a little bit more color in a softer fashion. Adding a little more pressure there. Okay, I'll put some on his arm over here. Okay, tilt the book a little bit. Now we're going to bring in the pale sage. I'm going to go over everything. And we're going to bring that down into his tummy a little bit. Down into his feet a little bit. I'm going to put pink down in those areas, so bring it down a little. Okay, we're going to darken up those green areas too. So this is the moss green again. Just going to go in and darken up these areas. Just making sure I get these nice and dark. Then we'll bring in the other color here too. And darken that area. This is back foot, so we want to make sure that's in the shadow. Okay, and we're bringing back in the boom, green ochre. Brings in just a little bit more golden brown into his back. Forget how creamy these pencils are. Just using it very lightly here, blending those colors in without getting too much. Not talking, sorry. I'm coloring the little froggy. And a little bit of it over here. Okay, then we're just going to go over it again with the pale. Boy, that is so hard to read. Pale sage. And just make sure it all gets blended there. Okay, now we're going to work on the pink part. Get a little, oh, maybe I should go in with the lighter pink first. So it's not even pink, it's a light peach. But we're going to put it in here first. Just cover up his tummy here. Bring it up to underneath his mouth. And kind of mix it into that green there. And we're going to do his little feet too. Just going to go all over those. We can darken it with the other color. He's got little toes back here, you barely see them. Blend it right into that lighter color. Okay. just right into that green. All right. And now we're going to put in a little, this is the, pink rose. Right into that green too. And just moving it lightly over that and not pressing too hard. I have to remember that on the back side of this page there's a lot of stickles. So there's like one there, and one there. But because we have a spotted tummy or frog, got a lot of little spots and warts or whatever you want to call it, those aren't going to bother me any because they're going to be the same as these little other guys. But if you press too hard, the more of it you'll see. We don't want to see terribly a lot of it. You can, I'm just darkening the toes here. You can put a piece of paper or two behind this page and it'll soften that look so you won't get those bumps. But when I'm coloring this book and I'm putting the stickles on the page, I'm also looking at the next page to make sure that I'm not putting them in a terribly awkward spot. Let's see, we're going to put a little of this up here. Just around his eye. And his little lip here. Okay, then we're going to take the pale sage and run it into the pink again. So we're just mixing those two colors up. I'm going to darken his little elbow here. Wrong color. Okay. We have to do the underside of his wings here. So we're going to start with the pale sage and put it on the tips. Then go in with the moss green. Just going to kind of bring it down into that color. picking a few of them. I have 3 tones of green, so kind of alternate some color here. Then we have the green ochre. I'm going to run a line under here. And then lightly bring it down. Then a little more pressure here, just to give it a little variegation. I don't think I like that one, but we're going to go back in with the light and just bring all that out. Putting heavy pressure on it now just to pull those colors out here. Okay, I don't think I put any of that in on this side, so I want to darken it here. Darken this one again. Okay, go back in with the pale sage on that side. Redarken this area. Okay, we're going to bring in a tiny bit of black in the deepest part in here. Okay, and back on this side. Gonna put some up here in his eye. I'm sorry, was I in frame on that? So I just drew a line down here and darkened in here, drew a line there, and then darkened there. We're going to darken his arm. Under his elbow here. Going to darken it right there. His forearm. Kind of his, well, jumping part of his leg there. Darken it down here. And on this guy, just right in that corner. Then we're going to go over it with the moss green and just blend the black in with the green. I'm going to leave the wings a little darker. Put some of that green in there, but I want to make sure that black stands out a little bit. Okay, And now I've got to do his eye. Eye goes this way. So I'm going to kind of just put a line through here. Okay. All right, then we'll color the inside of this. This is the green ochre. Then we'll bring in a little of the pale sage. And now the moss green. Okay. And do kind of the same thing over here. Ochre, pale sage. That may be the only two colors I can get on that side. And we're going to take the black and we're going to darken a little bit up here and down here. And then we'll put a little bit of Posca in there for a highlight. And we're going to do his mouth. I'm going to turn the book a little bit. I'm going to take a little of the, and this is the ochre, the green ochre. Moss green. And the pale sage. And there we go. Dust him off a little bit. See if we put a little more green down here in this foot over here, just because it's behind everything and looks funny with little pink toes just hanging out there. And a little of the green ochre on there too. Oh, you know how much I like to play with these pencils. Just blend it in with the pale sage. Did I put any green in there? Put a little green up here. These toes too. Don't know if I went in these toes now. And there we go. Might just lighten this. Well, I can get a white pencil, I think, to do that. Let me see here. Get the blue off my pencil. Just lighten this area up here. Just lightening up some areas. I forgot a spot completely down here. I believe that's part of his tummy. There. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure we got him finished. And he looks like a frying. I'm not gonna fry up my little froggy. No. Flying frog. When frogs fly? So when pigs fly. But he's a flying little frog, so just gonna lighten it up there a little bit. And if you want to lighten any of these feathers, you can just go in with a little bit of white. See if these got a little muddled, you can just pull up some white there. Play with him until you're happy. I kind of like him. I'm going to wait to do anything else with his little bumpies here, because I don't know if I want to turn them all black, if I want to color them all green. Color one here and see how it looks. I don't know. But he looks like he's too perfectly spotted. Could just darken one part of it. I think I like that better. So that's what I'll do, is darken one side. So the ones that I filled all the way in, of course, have to be erased. I have to get the eraser out. Get it a little longer. Put it in the right end of the eraser. And just kind of lighten one side of those. Go back in with a little bit of color, just to make that a little more round. And I think that'll look good. And if you're really good at it, you can get it to look around without having to add more color. I'm not that good yet. But it doesn't hurt to go back in and just do another little color in there. Just to give them some dimensions. So I'll do that on the rest of those. I think that looks pretty good. Gives him something there. And we'll do some of those on his tummy too. Now I've got green on this, so I have to get that off first. We'll add white into those, and then down in here I'll just add in a few more. White spots in there. And that'll blend in those little spots that I had down there. Just add some texture to them. Okay, you get the hint. If you don't like all the different kind of bumps, or if you got too many, just go over it with a pencil and you can just blend them in a bit. I kind of like them, so I'm not going to leave most of them. But if you want to just knock them back a little bit so they're not so white like the paper, you can do that also. And then we'll just go back in and sharpen this pencil a bit more and get those nicely shaded like his leg. Put a little dark pink around the bottom ones down here, or I can just go over those with the Posca and lighten up. So they're not so black down here. It's not so bad when you're up in the dark green areas, but when you're down in the light colors, it's kind of stands out a little. So I'm just going to go over them. It's not going to cover them up completely, but then I can go over them with the soft pink and it'll look a little nicer. It's got to dry first though. And then with this one, we'll just darken the one side of it. You don't have to go right on the line. You can go behind the line, under the line, around the line, just whatever you like. This I'm using is the green ochre. Makes them a little bumpier. And then on these, don't want to scratch it off. Just go over it a little with the darker pink. That'll work. And we'll put some stickles on them too, because I like to put stickles in this book. So let's move some stuff and find my stickles. I'm going to use the diamond. It's got little sparkles of green and pink and gold, which will look really nice on him. So we're going to go over all these little pink tummy ones. And then we'll do the ones on his arms. Legs. I don't know if I'll do all of them. Do some of them though. A couple up here on his face. Then we'll do a couple of these wings too and just bring it down. So I'm just kind of scraping the glitter down on the wings. Do up here too. Do a few on his back. Do some that aren't on the spots. And maybe we'll do a couple of lines around his eyes. There. I know you can't see that with the camera. I'll throw some extra lights on it. Maybe you'll see the sparkle. Okay. So he's a sparkly little guy. When it dries, that'll be really pretty. So we have a start of the page. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now.